Hi, welcome to Simply Magnificent Black and Bold with Court. Thank you for coming to join us on the podcast. Well, me on the podcast. If you are new here, this is a place where we would just like to talk about Black voices, Black entrepreneurship, Black history. This is a place where people can come and talk freely. We really embrace culture and we like to show off businesses and talk to the business owners and just have a simple chat and just talk to them to see how things are going. This is a space for everyone also. But thank you for coming back, as I said. So this is Happy New Year. This is our 2026 um, mode. We are here to create and we're going to put that on repeat. That's something this year we're going to try to do more of, be more consistent with content, and whether that is having guests on the show most of the time or just having me, talking about updates in the world and things that's going on in my life and just stuff like that. So, as I said, it is a new year. So let's take it back to Christmas. Christmas, I actually was able to spend some time in Norfolk, Virginia, with my family. During that time, I actually had to attend a funeral for my aunt. But during that time, I actually was able to slow down and enjoy the Christmas holiday with my family. And with my wife, we were able to actually go see some movies. So, like, one of the movies we saw was Wicked Forever. That movie was actually pretty good. The graphics was good. The singing was awesome. You did have to see the first one to kind of know what happened in the second one. But if you know how Dorothy and them basically started the Yellow Brick Road, it's kind of like, okay, it does read into it the second one. We were able to actually see that movie, and it's crazy because we were able to see that movie, but then like the next week it came out on Google. So what I'll probably will buy the digital version of it and complete our collection. That movie was pretty good, and I probably would watch it again. It could have been combined, but other than that, it was really good. So that movie, it did give you this tale of that in every story there needs to be evil. There always has to be a good person and a bad person, and Alphaba was the bad person because there always need to be somebody evil. And that was one of the like sayings that I was just like, wow, that is cool, because I do feel like in every story there does need to be a bad person no matter what the story is. Um and actually, that probably is one of the things that will be going, like a TikTok or something like that. They'll probably be remaking or whatever. But if you haven't seen that movie, I would definitely say go and see it. Um, and I'm kind of sad that we waited to see it, but I'm happy that we did see it in the theaters, because now I'm like, oh, I can just buy it in at home so we can watch it and have another Wicked night. So yeah, I give that a movie. Let's say a 4.5 out of 5, I think. Yeah. So another movie we actually saw was Avatar, Fire and Ash. Now that movie, I'm very Avatar. I've seen 1, 2, and 3. We actually had a marathon before we went to see it. And we saw 1 and 2 again, and it basically talked about how people, colonizers, will come in and take your land, and how they will basically take resources from you if you don't give up land and things like that. And it was just like Fire and Ash kind of did the same thing. That was the concept of it. Um, but this one, it had a different tribe of avatars, and these avatars were the Fire and Ash. They were, whew, they were some scary people. Like at some points, I was looking like, ooh, they looked like they were fire. They were based off of fire. So anything that they wanted to take over, they took over with fire. And after fire it leaves ash, so that's the hints of the movie. But the colonel, if you watch the first and the second one, the colonel actually gives them like guns and different resources to help them build their actual group up and to kill other people, well, the humans. And if you haven't seen that movie, you should definitely go see it. That movie definitely, I wanna go see it again. We saw it in 3D. It was very surreal, like, you could feel like you could touch the actual water, and it was like one part you were actually in the water, and you could see the water, like, moving around, and we said we wanted to go see it, and I think it's like 3GI or something like that, where you could be in there, you could actually feel the chairs moving and stuff. Even though we didn't feel the chairs moving, it still was really nice to see it in 3D and actually be there. That was a pretty good experience. Um, so what else happened? Oh, and then like I'm not well, I'm reviewing the show. I'm reviewing the both movies. So if you haven't seen it, check them out. But spoiler is that hopefully there's gonna be a fourth one. Um and some of the information that they actually give does relate to now in life. And like I said, how land and things have been taken over, and how just like people don't understand how you just can't come into somebody's land and just take their land because it's not yours. You haven't been living here. But I do recommend having a night where you are watching one and two, and then go to C3 because you have to see it in sequence because it is pretty good like that. So what else did we do in Norfolk? So in Norfolk, like I said, it was Christmas time. We exchanged gifts. We actually had a seafood Christmas meal, which was so good. When I say that was something that I'm so happy that I was able to enjoy, was like a seafood Christmas. We had like the shrimp boils, we had fried fish, cornbread. Um, what else did we have? We have like different types of dip. We had like the turkey wings, stuffing, yams, like stuff like that. Um, yeah, so Christmas was okay. We actually came back to Georgia like that Friday, Saturday-ish. My uncle had a birthday on Friday, so we spent some time with him and my cousin Carla. Shout out to Bedazzle Boutique in Portsmouth, Virginia. Well, Chesapeake, Virginia. If you're out that area, check them out. Um I'll probably leave her information in the comments. So we were able to spend some time together. So what I want to say is that family is very important, and just spend time with your family, call on them, check on them, make sure they know what's going on in your life and you know what's going on in their life, whether it's health wise or just being there to know like what they want to do in school, or just talking to them like you would anybody else, being a mentor, being an aunt, being a cousin. That's what it's all about, and just building that tribe. So yeah, Christmas was lit. So like I said, this is a 2026 mode content on repeat. So update, we're going to be doing more content. So you see today I have on this beautiful sweater. It's actually pink and orange. Excuse me. Ooh, excuse. Oh no. So we actually went to high noon brunch, and it was pretty good. It was actually for one of my cousin's birthday. Shout out Dana. There had like chicken wings and pancakes. The theme of the restaurant was pink. Everything there was pink. Like the walls were pink, the ceiling was pink, the pens were pink that she wrote with. Yeah, everything was pink. We'll probably have some photos or whatever, but um it's a brunch spot that's in Douglasville, Georgia. They have like different types of food, and I guess they change their menu and stuff like that. Um they actually specialize, I guess that's their reason why they're there. It is a pink restaurant. But also with that, we had like I had a what's it? Not a French 75, but it was like a French 75. It was a instead of gin, it had sake, lemon juice, and some other type of juice, but it was pretty good. I would definitely, I would probably recommend going there if you want to, if you want to check out the vibe. It's a pretty nice place. So what with that restaurant, we said we definitely want to find more restaurants here in Georgia, in Atlanta area to actually like highlight and maybe talk to the owners and maybe just do some food reviews possibly. But I will definitely keep the audience aware, stuff like that. So it is also what I said, January, correct? So January is Founders Day, Founders Week, for historically for for many D9 organizations. But the only two that really matter are Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, which was founded January 9th on Howard University's campus. And then you have the lovely ladies of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, founded January 16th, 1920 on the campus of Howard University. That's that's near and dear to my heart. All I want to say is as January starts, I hope that everyone, this is a fresh start. You have a whole new year to do what you want to do. If that's building a business, um, starting an educational business, starting a social media business, starting a podcast, starting a coaching business, even starting new jobs. New money is good money. Um, and also maybe just starting a part-time job or mentoring if that's something that you want to do more. I know for me, I want to do more content. That's why this episode is called 2026 Mode Content on Repeat. Um, I will still be active in the community and doing things like that. Uh, I also have started to think about opening a business called, if you see it on my Instagram, it's called CM Media Services. Um, and CM Media Services is something that provides notary services, social media, web design, if you need your website designed, and video editing and podcast production. So anything that's like IT or tech or project management or anything that you need help with, whether it's video editing or website, you can definitely hit me in the comments or you can send a email to our email here that's listed below. It is 7elite at gmail.com. There's just some things I want to do on the side, as the new year did start. Mm. But yeah, that's one of the things I feel like it was needed to do, to heighten my career and just heighten me as a business person. But yeah, so that's one of the things that I would like the listeners to weigh in on. If you need any services like that, please reach out. But for the notary services, you do have to be in the Decatur area. But the social media content, that's something like editing videos, short videos. If you need something that reels or something you don't feel like doing, I'm here to help. Um, and then like the web design, like I actually have my own website. And if you don't know, um, I actually designed that myself. The podcasts are live from that website. Um, and we can always have like a meeting to just talk about what you may want to do for your business and things like that and how I can help. But the information definitely will be found in the link. And you can reach out via Linktree. That'll be found in the bio too. With that Linktree, you would just click on the Linktree and fill out the form that is attached to it with what services you would need. And then I'll provide you prices. But yeah. So if you are new here also, I would like you to like, comment, and subscribe to our Instagram page. It's called simply underscore magnificent BLK. Um, and there we will have updates about new content, where we may be. If you want to just come on the podcast, you can always hit me in the messages, and we can always talk about maybe what you would want to talk about on the podcast and see how that will go from there. One one thing for 2026, I do want to have a on the go type of feel too sometimes. So sometimes we may have podcasts on the go. I will be um doing some traveling too that I probably will post about too throughout the year. So with that, I just want to say thank you to our listeners, and thank you to YouTube and any StreamYard or whatever I'm using right now. Um, I hope you're liking this content, and if you want more of it, I would like you to comment and subscribe. And I'm going to have some buttons here one time. We're going to be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But as 2026 starts, one, I would like to set goals for myself, whether that is for the podcast or for me personally. I just want to grow within this year, and that is my major thing. I'm not going to hold you. I want to grow in every aspect, in whether that is doing my personal life, going to the gym more constant and consistently, and being more I want to read more. So I will say this. I have been doing audiobooks. So that's one of the things I want to do in 2026/2025 at the end. I started listening to audiobooks with my wife. She actually got me into that. And they're pretty cool. If that's not something you're into, check it out. But I actually think I'm going to start getting into books a little bit. Maybe not giving y'all a list, but I'll I'll let you know how it goes. So I just want to say thank you. Thank y'all for coming to the podcast. And if you are in the area, reach out to me. We can have a live podcast. We are here to grow and glow. And if you haven't checked out our last episode, please check it out with Mama Castro, as she just talks about women's health. And that's one of the ways you can start off 2026 is by being healthy and being intentional on your health and being intentional in everything you do. When being intentional, that makes things actually work in your favor. But thank you for joining today. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on YouTube. Um, Instagram, we have a Twitch, we have every social media you can think of, we have. So follow me up there. If you have any topics, put them in the comments. If you want more content, put it in the comments. And we're going to have some other people up here. We're going to get we're going to get some good people on the show, cuz I want to grow the show by like I wouldn't mind interviewing some more people. So we're gonna be working on that. I'm gonna keep you in the loop, and we're gonna keep growing and glowing. So thank you for checking out this episode. And this is Court with Simply Magnificent, Black and Bold. Peace and love.